Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? We got another video, which should be our last video of this week for this slate for our predictions. Well, actually, sorry, not the predictions. We did our predictions already, but this one we're kind of just be going over some kind of news and stuff going on in the league right now, and getting right into it. As we kind of briefly mentioned in our last video, going over our home picks, the biggest story right now coming out of the Steelers camp, Matt Canada getting pretty much getting the can, and Steelers kind of moving on from him a little unexpectedly. I think we all were kind of thinking that it kind of didn't make sense to get rid of him mid-season since his contract was going to be up and just kind of wait to the end of the year and then move on. But they decided to get rid of him, and I think I saw something that said this is the first time the Steelers have fired a coaching staff since like 1941, mid-season.
In,
So, yeah, definitely pretty big for them. But yeah, let's get Brayden's thoughts as our Steelers fan here.
yeah, so, I mean, we also, what happened last week just was not a great showing by the offense. I think that was, I don't know, personally, that felt like one of the worst losses ever that I've ever faced as a Steelers fan. It just, to have a chance of winning the game being so close and your offense just can't do anything and take 9 seconds with 2 minutes left. So, I'm not the biggest fan of the Matt Canada firing. I never been on that train. I've never been the biggest supporter of him either. I was kind of hoping he just finished out the season, see what happens. I kind of see this as a scapegoat a little bit. It was to take off pressures because now all of Steelers fans are happy now that he's gone. So I kind of see it as a little bit of a scapegoat. But I don't see much changing with this. We just pretty much promoted in-house, so we have Eddie Faulkner. He's going to be like our OC during the week, setting up the game plan. And then he's our running backs coach. And then Mike Sullivan, our QB coach, is going to be the one that's in Kenny's ear on Sundays. So it's kind of um, delegated to those two people. So it'd be interesting, but you're still playing with Matt Canada's playbook. Um, Lost Jake there for a sec,
Lost Jake
but
there. Technical difficulties. I think his internet gave out. I did notice he was a little frozen there.
mm,
He was kind
he'll
of
join.
just keeping the same face. I knew he froze.
He'll
But
join
yeah,
back. He'll join us
he'll
back.
join back.
But yeah, we're still using Matt Canada's playbook. It's you can't implement a new offense in the middle of the season, so I don't see much changing. The biggest thing that I got out of this, in my opinion, was that Kenny Pickett needs to show up because a lot of people were in, a lot of people wrote off Kenny Pickett, especially after last game, and the other half pretty much says it's Canada that's just hasn't developed him right. And now that Canada's gone, you kind of don't have any excuse for Kenny. I'm not saying he has to come out here, have CJ Stroud like performances, throw for multiple touchdowns, 300 yards, but I feel like you need to at least see some improvement in these next few games. These next 7 weeks are going to be huge for him. I mean, moving forward, because EJ's not getting any younger, our defense ain't getting any younger, and I mean, our defense has been playing phenomenal this year. We lost every game on offense, but our defense has been good enough to win us games. And yeah, that talent's not going to be there forever. So I think this next 7 games is the biggest test for Kenny Pickett. If he doesn't show any types of improvement, I could see us. I don't know if we draft a quarterback, but we might bring in a higher level name to kind of have that QB competition. So I'm not the biggest fan of Matt Canada firing. I think it was a scapegoat. I don't see too much changing on the offense. I'm hoping it does, but I see us leaning on the run game. Like I said, our running back coach is going to be heading it, creating the game plan for the week. So yeah, I don't know. I was hoping to keep him. Anything can happen in the NFL. I'd rather stick with what we know already at this point for the season. We aren't going to bring another name in. We're still in the playoffs. Anything can happen once you get in that dance. So anyone can beat anyone. I thought our chances were better, at least with Matt Canada this season. Won't say going forward, but at least this season, I thought our offense had a better chance of improving as it did these few weeks. Just one bad game, and track history hasn't been great. So best of luck, Canada. Kind of thank you for your services. It wasn't a great tenure, but yeah, looking to the next offseason to see who we bring in for OSU.
Yeah, I saw it was pretty funny. It was like people making like memes to like react to the Canada firing, and but the caption was, "Oh, Matt Canada's gone now. Pickett can finally go for 140 yards and maybe even get a touchdown." It was so funny. But yeah, I think the one thing that I'm looking at this is this is going to be like really bad for Steelers fans in terms of like if Pickett continues to fail, or not like fail, but like continues to struggle, they're just gonna like immediately shift the blame to him, and it's just not. It's just gonna get worse because like everyone, like you said, Steelers fans were like so ecstatic, super happy that he's gone. Because I mean, obviously can't speak for every Steelers fan, but I felt like the majority of them were like not necessarily trying to cope or like make excuses, but like obviously it's easy to be like, oh yeah, it's not Pickett's fault, it's Matt Canada's fault. Um, so yeah, I feel like they were kind of like throwing Canada under the bus and kind of using him as like the hey, it's Canada. Pickett's a good QB. He would do Canada stunting his growth, which I kind of I do believe, but I definitely think as a Steelers fan you see it coming from them a lot more. So this is gonna like this could backfire in the sense of like if Pickett struggles still, then it's like well now you can't blame Canada, so it's just gonna look bad for just everybody all around. But yeah, this is really a big test for Pickett. Um, Definitely kind of make it or break it at this point to prove that it wasn't his fault. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because, like you said, it's still Canada's playbook, just not him calling the plays anymore. Um, but I mean, I know there was a lot of hype coming into the year, especially from the preseason and kind of like the way the play calls were looking. I know everybody was thinking that Canada had, he looked like he had some good plays in that playbook and looked like it was going to be, high expectations for it. And then obviously, maybe that was why it just he got a bad rap because there was such high expectations for him coming into the year, and he just never met them. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's gonna tell us who it really was this week because this is really a matchup that there's really no excuse to lose, or at least I feel like they can still win even if Pickett struggles just from the defense alone. But yeah, if they get out yarded or outgained by Browning, oh man, it's not gonna be a good look. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It, we'll see who it really was.
I think ultimately I was just shocked that you guys fired him because like that stat or whatever they put out that you guys haven't fired any coach in season. I think that was the most surprising because in the Steelers organization is just it's one of the best organizations obviously, but they're also known for just um, giving players and coaches time right to develop or just reach their potential. So that's why I think that I was kind of caught off guard. I don't know if Steelers fans were, but I definitely was. Just knowing that that's the type of organization you guys run. But I feel like this is a lose situation at least for the rest of the year. Like how you said, I know you felt like your guys' team could have still kept rolling or at least hit their stride with Matt Canada. I personally didn't, but that's why I kind of see that as a lose lose. Obviously, you said scapegoated him. I don't feel that way, but you either have Matt Canada, whose offense is very stale, very just everything short behind the sticks, and then you have the interim, I guess, offensive coordinator or play caller or whatever you want to call it. That they're coming in, they're calling their plays, and they're obviously not going to get a lot of the blame. It's probably going to get pointed towards Kenny Pickett, and I think that's a little bit unfair to him because, like how we mentioned earlier in the season, I think me and Bryson may have said it, that we felt like this is kind of stunting his growth. So I don't see the Steelers making a decision off of just this year whether or not to get rid of Kenny Pickett, because you guys are the ones to give players a long leash. So I just kind of see it as a lose-lose situation, in my opinion. Hopefully that guy is calling plays. Hopefully he just has a better feel for what to call, what to dial up. So yeah, I still like you guys going forward, but it's kind of wait and see.
Yeah, I think me and Hope, it's pretty much every Steelers fan was kind of also behind you on that. We're the surprise of just being fired on a Tuesday, kind of middle of the week when you're game planning for that next week, especially. I know the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow, but it's still a divisional matchup. It's a big AFC North battle. Kind of weird to have that kind of quick change. I would have liked it after the bye week. I know that's when a lot of Steeler fans were calling for the switch, but it's just really weird that it happened on a Tuesday. And then, yeah, this far in, we're still in the playoff hunt, so I don't see why. But I'm a fan of Kenny Pickett, but I'm kind of on the train. This is 7 game is my. This could be his last test, in my opinion. I do think Canada stunted his growth a little bit, but I just don't think he's making throws he's supposed to make. And I still think he can be a quarterback. I like what he did last season in the fourth quarters, especially. I mean, we all like to see a quarterback have that clutch gene, but I just felt like I've seen kind of way too many open players that just miss throws or just, yeah, underthrown. I don't know. He just hasn't looked good, in my opinion, these last few weeks. Part of it's offensive play calling, and part of it is just Kenny not making the right throws. So I think it's been a mix of both, and that's why our offense just looks horrendous at times, because if it's not one thing, it's another, and if it's not that, it's Deontay dropping the ball. If it's not that, it's Pickens not dragging his foot. Like, it's always been something with our offense, and I still think Kenny should take blame, but I want to give him another season, but I need to see something out of these last few weeks, because I mean, we see the stats. Tommy DeVito has more multiple passing touchdown days than he does, which hurts. I get it. But I mean, we're not also asking Kenny to throw the ball like that. See what our defense can do. We just need to keep the game close. Let our run game kind of do the work, and just Kenny, you need to make the throws. We need to make it. Move the sticks. Game-winning drives. Just don't make this where our defense is out on the field for 3/4 of the game. But I'm judging Kenny a lot off of these last few games. I need to see something. My opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. To me, I know you're talking about like whether you draft or maybe look for a vet, but um, I mean, right now, obviously, Trubisky is your guy's backup. There's not a whole lot of names right now on the vet scene that I could imagine being a good fit for the Steelers.
I think Jacob has.
Jake might have somebody in mind.
Oh, now I got two. Maybe we weren't thinking of the same guy. I don't know if you're talking about Josh Dobbs. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Thinking about Kirk Cousins. Okay.
Kirk Cousins. I don't know. I just
All
can't
right.
imagine Kirk Cousins. I mean, I know
Well,
that I didn't mean in the sense of there aren't names. I just meant like I just can't imagine any of them as a Steeler. I don't know. Kirk Cousins as a Steeler just
I never thought Mitch Trubisky would be a Steeler.
doesn't
Never in my
doesn't
life.
feel right to me.
I can't see it just because like you guys normally have a long leash on players.
We do. But
That's why. But I agree with you. Like, to me, even for myself, I'm like, these are like, I'm not Canada. I want to see what you can do without him, kind of thing. Even though the situation's not the best.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't
gonna be
know.
tough.
I think we need to make a move because Cam Hayward, I mean, since you have Fletcher Cox, I mean, they're pretty much the same. I think they're the same draft class, if not same. They don't have many years left on their careers. They're pretty much on the back end. TJ, I mean, he's in the middle of his prime. We don't have many years left of his prime before he starts declining a little bit. He'll have a good amount, but we're waiting for Kenny to progress. Same as Minka. Minka is just a little bit younger. But besides those guys, I don't think we have any playmakers like that we have in the wings. I mean, I like what JPJ and Keanu Benson's been doing, but I can't say they're going to be surefire players like the names I just gave you. So I don't think we have. I can't see us going another year with Kenny if there's no progress on this offense. If we're still getting outgained.
Yeah. Should be definitely a lot riding on this game for Pickett. I mean, a lot riding in the whole rest of the season, but this game in particular, I feel like is a big one, especially with it being the Bengals in a division. No Joe Burrow too, so yeah.
No clue what I'm expecting this weekend. Kind of excited for it,
Yeah,
but
Brady's
kind
gonna
of
be
not.
pulling hairs out watching that game.
I've already been doing that every
He's
single
either
week.
gonna be pulling hairs out or he's gonna be
I don't think you guys
bouncing off the
understand.
walls with joy.
I don't think you understand the life of a Steelers fan. Literally only the Texans and the 49ers were the only games where I wasn't on edge, and that's because we were getting blown out. Every other game has come down to that final play or final drive.
Oh man, that's funny.
It's been a lot. It's been a long season. I felt like I've aged 5 years from the Steelers, but it's gonna get worse.
Well, a lot of options out there. Veteran. I mean, if you guys go that route, veteran quarterbacks, even defensive coordinators can go grab Ken Dorsey. I don't think it's a bad move.
Kind of on the Byron Leftwich train right now.
Not bad. I think Ken Dorsey might be better, but
We'll see. We also don't like paying our coordinators. It's just the Steeler way. It's kind of dumb, but that's why we get people like Matt Canada, who you never heard of before he becomes our OC. Because, yeah, we get a name that costs money.
Should be working at Burger King. Anyway, well, anything last minute anybody want to add before we move to the next one?
Tomlin's the GOAT, and he'll carry us to the playoffs.
ooh, Justin Fields to the Steelers.
No.
I'm just kidding. That ain't happening. I'm just kidding.
I wanted him at one time, but I think it's done.
Nah, you know what he is already.
Gross. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for the Canada situation. Definitely going to keep an eye on that. Hopefully, I like Kenny Pickett, so I hope it pans out well for him. But the only other thing really kind of going on in the league, Darius Leonard, Colts linebacker, getting released. Kind of haven't really seen much of the exact reasons for it. I know kind of some people have been saying maybe it was a culture thing, just maybe locker room tension, or some say it was the performance on the year. Obviously, a year or two ago, he was kind of one of the better linebackers in the league, but just kind of hasn't really lived up to it this year. Definitely not a name you're hearing a lot of in terms of linebackers that are dominating the league. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really. Colts are kind of not a team that's like making moves that are gonna better their chances for the year, because they're not really in any type of playoff picture. But they're not by no means they're not like a bottom tier crap team that's just tanking. But yeah, I don't know. I like Darius Leonard, especially when he was putting up the numbers he was a few years ago. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think you guys are saying there are a few teams. I know Brayden Steelers are kind of hurting at linebacker right now. Could definitely see him getting picked up. by one of these guys hurting at linebacker. I could see, yeah, like you said, the Steelers are kind of, to me, are hurting for a linebacker right now. It kind of is the ideal pickup. But let's get your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm a huge fan of Darius Leonard. Loved him on the Colts. I mean, I think 2 years removed from Defensive Player of the Year. So, not far removed from when he was that top middle linebacker. One of them. Always kind of in that conversation with Fred Warner. I think the big reason he left the Colts was because just injuries. He got injured. Just hasn't been the same. From what I'm hearing, I mean, I haven't really looked into him too much, but yeah, just injuries kind of riddled down his career. Just hasn't been the same from that Defensive Player of the Year, and with that, his playing time got cut. So I think him and the Colts just came to an agreement. Probably wanted it. So I would love him with the Steelers. We definitely do need middle linebackers because we lost Quan Alexander, we lost Landon Roberts, who pretty much almost at least Quan is a starter, Landon's our third, but rotational piece was getting heavy minutes. So we do need that middle linebacker. We just signed to Blake Martinez. I don't know how much of an impact that really is, but we did sign Mouse Jack. Had him last year, played well, but also another one that dealt with injuries. And we still have Cole Holcomb. I might have flipped that. I can't remember. Landon Roberts or Cole Holcomb. One of them got hurt, and we have the other one. But whatever the case is, I would love to have him, but unless he's looking for playing time, I think he would pick us, I'm assuming. But he might be ring chasing at this point, and I know the other two names are the Cowboys and Jake's the Eagles, which I get it. You want that ring. Those are the two places to go.
Yeah, I really don't know much on the situation. I think it probably is the injury card, just him not being healthy, and I think Bryson said maybe they just decided to just part ways at this point in the season. I don't really see it being a character issue. That was some things I heard as well, so I really don't know anything on that part. But I'd be open bringing him on. Obviously, I think he still has a lot in the tank. Just when he's injured, I think that's just the only problem. But definitely would be open to it. We'll see if it happens. If not, I can definitely see the Cowboys. They're hurting at linebacker as well, just coverage linebacker. So
Yeah, so I definitely think we could see some teams making a move. But yeah, it could just be a matter of does he want the playing time or does he want the ring? Um, so yeah, because to me it's more of a I don't know, either a ring or whatever he's going to get paid, wherever he's going to get paid more. Because if he's not like for sure trying to get the ring, obviously we kind of think that he's not, obviously not in his prime, but still, like Jake said, he's still got some left in him. Um, but it's more so like we've been saying, the injuries have kind of been hurting him. Uh, but I definitely think if he's thinking, maybe he's not got that much left, he's either got to be going for a ring or just trying to get his bag before he's done. So whichever comes first to him, I think that's probably where he'll be leaning towards. So
I mean, he also could just go. He could pick a place for playing time just to show that he deserves another contract somewhere else.
Yeah, true. Maybe
He's 28, so not too young. I think toward the end of his prime, maybe still in the prime a little bit. But yeah, injuries are the biggest
it's
thing.
just the injuries are kind of hurting that. Hard to say that he's like fully in it because just been hurt too much. But yeah, he like you said, he was like right there with. I mean, when he was there, I'd put him over Fred Warner as the linebacker. Right now, it's Fred Warner for sure though. But yeah, when he was like that at one point, I could definitely you could make the argument to put him above Fred Warner, kind of in that Bobby Wagner prime range. But yeah, I mean, those are really the only things kind of going on in the league right now. We kind of briefly touched on the Tim Boyle with the Jets getting the start over Zach Wilson. Not much storyline going there. Not sure if it's kind of giving up on Zach Wilson or giving up on the season as a whole. Or I know there's kind of talks of Aaron Rodgers possibly coming back December, like 24th. I think I saw something, but I don't know how true that was, or what exactly we would see from him. It couldn't be a whole lot. That'd be like a record-breaking recovery time for that injury. I don't think in the past anyone's ever recovered from it that fast, so that would definitely be the fastest recovery for that specific injury. Who knows? I mean, anything's possible, but I doubt it. I don't expect to see Aaron Rodgers, at least maybe not till like the last game of the year. I could potentially see, just to kind of throw him in there just for shits and gigs, But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Zach Wilson, I don't even know who Tim Boyle is. I'm gonna have to go watch some tape or something.
Just do yourself a favor and don't. Just don't. Trust me.
Hey.
They were
I don't know,
throwing up his...
but then again, could it really be any worse than Zach Wilson? Is the question.
Zach Wilson at least lit it up in college. I seen the stats they threw of Boyle in college, and it is disgusting. Like he looks like he has stats of a quarterback that started his freshman year and then got benched for the rest of the year. Like I think he has more interceptions than touchdowns in college.
No way.
I get your point, but he wasn't a first round pick. I get your point though. I get your point. I don't know how he's on the team if he has that resume in college. I get it.
Yeah, but if you're playing at a dead school, like you can still have a crazy year and not be drafted because you just went to a shit team. But if you play for a lower end college, like I expect you to have good stats at least if you're in the NFL.
Who you play for?
I don't know.
I
can't
I'll have
know.
to look. Yeah, I'll have to do some research because I've never heard of him before. So
I mean, shoot. I don't think there's. I don't know. Zach Wilson didn't even play that good, in my opinion. He didn't provide them anything. He didn't provide them a chance at winning or losing.
yeah,
More losing, if anything, but I mean, still, neither.
yeah.
He went to Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Connecticut,
That's not a horrible
yeah.
It's
Definitely.
telling me he had 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions.
There's no
No.
shot.
In 3
No.
years.
There's no
There's
shot.
no-
In
there's no
3
way.
years.
There's no way
There's
he's
no
on
way.
an NFL roster like that. There's no way.
Yeah.
Unless this is a different
There's
Tim Boyle.
no way on an NFL
It's a
roster
it's
with
a different
1
Tim Boyle.
touchdown and 13 interceptions. That's
Why would he be the
impossible.
first one that pops up, though?
That's
I don't know.
impossible.
There is no way.
There's no way. There's no shot.
Dude, I'm
I
telling you,
refuse
it
to
was
believe it.
bad. Like when they showed me the stats of his college, I was like, I could be a 3rd string quarterback in the league. Because my stats look better by doing nothing than what he did. He has one more touchdown than I do, and has 13 more interceptions. Like, what are we doing here? I have better upside.
I don't know. There's no ways
There's
that
no
that's hit
shot.
one,
There's
the
no
13.
shot.
There's no ways.
I'll have to look and find because there's no way.
There's no ways. There's no ways he gets picked up with that stat line.
There's no way that's legit. Yeah.
It
I
is
don't-
definitely him, because
Wow.
It-
That
it's-
is-
it
it's
says
gotta
he's from
be like
Connecticut.
an error or something, dude. There's no way.
he has negative 122 rushing yards.
That's not
Okay,
possible.
no. That's gotta be like a
There's
spoof or
no
something.
way.
There's
This
no
is
way.
somebody edit. This is like some Wikipedia shit. Somebody
It's-
edited it.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is called. It's like Sports Reference, but it's like a college version, which I've never used
Oh my
before. So.
gosh, there's no shot. All right,
But it's not good.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's aggravating me. There's no way.
I mean, Tommy DeVito's a starter. What is the bar line
Hey,
for
Tommy
being a...
DeVito just put up 3 touchdowns. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, okay, thank you.
Put
After
some respect
1
on it.
week.
Kenny Pickett hasn't
1
had
week.
more than 2 touchdowns.
All right, you can watch your mouth. All right, you never threw that, but he still beat you guys. So
So Tommy DeVito's already the GOAT in my opinion. Especially with the last name DeVito. He's already got my vote.
yeah, he lives in his mother's house.
Hey, disrespect will not be tolerated.
All right,
Hope
all
his
right, all
mom made
right.
some good food tonight.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one up. That's pretty much all we got for this, and that's gonna wrap up our collection of videos for these predictions. And looking forward to tomorrow, Thanksgiving, and there should be some good ones. Hopefully, you guys get your turkey. And yeah, just happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy holidays, and uh, get your Friday shopping in. Don't go too crazy. Make sure to get in line first. Wait out there for hours and hours the night before, whatever you guys, whatever floats your boat, whatever you like to do. And we'll catch you guys in the next one for our reaction videos this Sunday. Shoots.
Go ball out
Peace.
in your turkey bowl, boys.